Good evening, friends. I am KK Gupta, your host here. I am representing Resurgent India. Resurgent India is a growing investment banker and registered with the SEBI as a merchant banker category 1. We are helping the entrepreneurs for drafting their project reports, and we are also conducting technical economical viability study. Beside that, we are providing a debt solution to the entrepreneurs, and we are in insolvency also and giving a training to the bankers. I welcome all the participants. I am also delighted to know that more than 500 registration is there and people are joining it. I am thankful to that. I welcome my panelist, Shri Keshav Kumarji, who is the Deputy Managing Director of State Bank of India. And I also welcome Shri Ashok Patnaik ji, who is a General Manager with Indian Bank. We welcome all of you, all the participants also. Friends, you are aware that Indian economy and even the world economy undergoing a huge strain. You are aware that the GDP of the India, as per the rating agencies, is hovering around from 0.980 to 0.190. That means GDP under strain. Further, the deficit, fiscal deficit will go up to 11 lakhs crores. The government had decided to take 4.2 lakhs crores for the deficit, so it will go to up to 12 lakhs crores. Deficit will be there, fiscal deficit will be there. So under the circumstances, you know that banking sectors are undergoing a vast problems. You are also aware that during global crisis in 2008, so banks are also facing the similar positions. So more than that, India will face the further problems. So the economy will be in a doldrums. Further, we feel that the Reserve Bank of India come out with so many concession to the borrower. You are aware that on 27th March, the Reserve Bank has given a concession to all the borrow accounts where 3-month deferment of the installment and interest has been allowed, and also covered emergency funds. So banks are providing about 10% of the limit, fund-based limit as a finance. Mostly it is automatic. Banks are provided that. Besides that, the government also released under the TLTRO 1 lakh crore rupees, which they have gone to a big borrower, big NBFCs, and they have already spent it. Further, they have come out about 25,000 TLRO, for which about 50% banks have participated. This is also help to the economy. Further, you are aware that the main effect will be on the SME sectors and also from the other traders, hospitality industry and tourism, even aviation sector will also find a very difficult period because they are facing a liquidity problems. So infrastructure also they are facing, because we are holding webinar last time where the infrastructure officials were also telling that they are facing a big problems. Even one of the infrastructure company were telling they are spending about 15 lakhs rupees, 50 crore rupees, 15 crore rupees per day as a fixed expenses. You know how the economy will go up, and these are the major issue which we want to discuss. Today topic we are taking challenging for the PSU banks post COVID that we are discussing. So we are with us eminent personality of the banking sector, Shri Keshav Kumarji, who is a Deputy Managing Director of State Bank of India. He has more than 35 years in the banking sector. He joined the bank in 1984 and he worked in a various capacity in the State Bank of India, and he was expert in the international banking, commercial credit, and also Stress Assets Group. He was heading that. Beside that, now he is a deputy marine director of State Bank of India, looking after the commercial credit group too, north and south. I think he is the eminent person with us. So we will discuss with him. We know his viewpoints. We how the bank will face the challenges for the PSU banks post COVID, that we want to discuss with you. So further, I find a statement from the ex-governor of Reserve Bank of India. He is telling the banker can face any type of challenges. Even they have faced the challenges in 2008 when the global crisis was there. Even for the Scott scam and other scams, they have faced bluntly. So now I feel that we will also come out of the problem will be faced due to COVID. Now I request respected Deputy Managing Director Shri Keshav Kumarji to take over the session, and floor is of Shri Keshav Kumarji.
Good
Please,
evening to all
Keshav
of
Kumar,
you.
sir.
Good evening to all of you. I think this is a very topic of topical interest. Banks have always faced the challenges that have been placed before them in different economic forms, whether it be the global crisis or the crisis that we went through since 2008. More than a banking crisis is a crisis of the economy. There are two issues that we need to look at from here as well as banking is concerned, is the demand and supply. The present crisis that we face is both a question of demand, because the post-2008 brownfield expansions have come down, greenfield expansions are lower, and also borrowers have come to understand that the importance of keeping the working capital cycle going, and therefore the usage of working capital has been limited to a large extent. This is a crisis which the banks have to, there is no crisis as such, but the only thing that could be an opportunity also that emerges for the banks to do good business. So presently the main focus on the bank would be to ensure that the existing customers are supported to the extent possible to see them through this crisis, which is basically one of cash flow mismatches. And the whole, the banking sector and SBI in particular is addressing this problem. And as told by the panelists, COVID lines have been given, TLTROs in as a form of investments have also come in. But today is not as much a crisis of liquidity as of now, as of ensuring that the cash flow mismatches are met and seeing that the business come back to track so that the cash flows are brought back into the system. Going forward, I'll take the questions. I thought with this initial remarks, I'll start the webcast. Thank you.
Sir, this is one issue, sir, here, as you have rightly mentioned, LTRO, about 1 lakh crore rupees pump in the system, and further about 50% of 25,000, about 12,780, something is coming to the banking sector. This is mostly for NBFC. But sir, once I find out from the NBFC on the major player who was having the rating of AAA or AA have taken the bunch of the funds. Even 30 or 36 accounts, they have taken about 90% of this amount. So, what is your feeling, sir, for a small NBFC? How it can be helpful, sir?
See, TLTRO is more a liquidity issue with RBI try to pump in liquidity. The banks are already sitting on high liquidity. So TLTRO basically would be, it is more prudent for us to look at individual NBFCs and the issues of the cash flow management of each of the NBFCs to address them. One step measure which has come though delayed is the 3-month moratorium which State Bank of India has since advised for NBFCs also. So what is more of, because it's clear that the retail lending to the extent that it happened prior to this crisis has come down and it will take some more time for it to pick up. So NBFCs do have a challenge. In the intervening period, how do we support these NBFCs to keep the liquidity going to see that the financial sector remains vibrant is a challenge for the bank, and this has to be on a case-to-case basis and based on the balance sheet and the cash flow of each NBFC. It presently, sir, even in the TL, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You can go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, my point is only 27 March circular, where they allowed all the borrow account of the banks for deferment of 3 months, even the per working capital limit, 3 months interest can be deferred. But certain banks are, they are for NBFC, they have not allowed it. So what is your reaction for that, sir?
No, since clarity has come, later, I think most banks are permitting it. It's again a board-to-board decision, as the Reserve Bank of India has said. State Bank of
Now,
India
sir, your bank is
our bank has permitted the 3-month deferment for NBFCs and MFIs.
now your bank is permitting, sir, for that.
Yes, yes,
For
sir.
the
Yes,
3 months
sir.
period.
Wherever, yes, sir.
So I think other banks are somewhat problems are in that. Sir, another issue which is the main object is there because the bank profitability. So once you find out this number 19, banks have come out some profit. About 3,000 or so 4,000 rupees that they are having a PSU profit. Now I feel that March the problem will be much more. They are coming to back scare of the losses. How you suggest, sir, how the bank can be NPA level, other thing will also be going to increase. And it is affecting the banker, your banking industry. So what is your suggestion for that, sir?
Since post COVID and these reactions happened some early in the month of March, I do not expect as much of an impact as you are suggesting on the March balance sheet. Possibly the provision
Right,
requirement on account of the what you call keeping of moratorium could possibly have a small
Sir.
impact. But going forward, most of the banks have cleaned up their balance sheets and NPAs are looking much better than what it was post 2008. I think the banks are in a better position to meet the challenges. Today, the challenge is not NPA handling of NPAs, it is avoiding NPAs. We need to really work on the system to identify the borrowers, identify what the issues are, and to see that the economic value of the business is not lost. And that is the greatest challenge that we are facing and that we are working on to see that we give immediate aid where it is required and we are able to differentiate between the ones that are actually requiring it and giving it the way they need it. The RBI also has performed a formulated, calibrated approach because nobody knows when it started and when it's going to end. So within the hope that lockdown would get closed fast, the 3-month extension was given. But as the system
Right,
as the synergy and system emerges, possibly we may have a greater calibrated approach from the RBI. I think all the players, whether it's the banking sector, whether it's the industry or the regulators, the whole intention is to keep the economy flowing so the economy activity picks up and we are back to our normal selves.
Very nice, sir. Very nice. Sir, my point is because lockdown is going on, even they have allowed up to May. So 1st June, they will have to pay the amounts of the deferment of something. So how you feel that? Whether the period should not be extended by the RBI or something just like IBA. I've seen one report from the IBA side. They also approached the Reserve Bank of India that you should extend the period of the instead of 3 months to a 6-month period. And
Sir,
some 30 should, yes, sir.
The regulator and
Yes,
the
sir.
banks are in constant touch through the IBA and through individual consultations. So various suggestions have been given, which are being examined by RBI, and I know and I'm sure that RBI will come up with the right moves at the right time.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Regarding, sir, SME sector, because they are mainly hit. I have seen one statement of Gadkari Sahab where they are mentioned, unless the government fund should be released or the PSUs or the big, you can say, to whom they supply the goods, they make the payment. It is very difficult for SME sector to survive it. So what your suggestions are that regarding also the hospitality sector, even tourism and hotels, they are also, sir, facing a big problems. What is your suggestion for that, sir?
So this has to be looked at on a case-to-case basis. Yes, there will be an impact on demand. There will be an impact on how the balance sheet will drop in the coming years. But this has to be seen on a case-to-case basis. Yeah, there will be packages that come out from the government based on each sectoral challenges faced. So this is something which will have to emerge, and I think it would not be right to prejudge what sort of decision could be made. But the whole intention would be to see that that sector doesn't go down and that sector is kept in charge, because there are good eggs and bad eggs in each sector. We need to see that we keep the good eggs going and just see what we need to do with the rest of the matter. SME is a major factor because post 2000,
yes, sir,
when the Indian economy boomed in the early 2000s, it was basically the services sector taking over the manufacturing sector. Today, we have come to realize that the strong manufacturing sector is required, and hence there will be a greater focus on that.
Sir, you are the expert for. Sorry, sir. You are, sir, expert for the stress sector. I think you have worked under a chief general manager in the stress groups also. Sir, certain account will be going to be stress. So what you suggest, sir, just like the in one-time restructuring, they have allowed in 2008 or 2009, and I think it was a great effect. So whether the government should not do all such things one-time restructuring the accounts, just like they have done for SME sector, be up to 31st December. Though they say account of 25 crore, they can be restructured. For other
The,
accounts, sir, it is possible that they should come out on some restructure proposal, sir.
yeah, in the limited sense, RBI has already permitted us to have a relook at the margins and the what do you call the working capital cycle once again and reassess the limits, which is being done on a case-to-case basis. But as the lockdown goes and
Yes.
this crisis is going to be a little more deeper, definitely such steps I'm sure will be coming forward, coming to the fore by the RBI. But it would be too early to presuppose something. Let us be positive and hopeful that things will change and we'll be back to normal business.
Sir, you are rightly told regarding the reduction in the margin on the inventory and receivable, and also the assessing the working capital cycle. So, sir, certain banks, which I don't name it, because they are asking for a CMA data and also assessment under the NAI committee and Tandon and Chore committee. Sir, in this scenario, this I think norms should be changed at all, because I feel as State Bank is doing it, cash busting system. They should adapt this cash busting system instead of this method of lending and going under the NAI committee of 20% or something like that. Sir, what is your suggestion for the assessment of the working capital limits to these borrowers, sir?
See, today each system has its own positives and negatives, but in today's context where original data and data of the performance is limited, it would always be better to go on a cash-based budgeting, and also the monitoring of the companies and the cash flows monitoring through GSTN and all have improved from what was there earlier. So at this point of time, a cash flow budgeting method appears to be more appropriate.
Very nice, sir. Very nice, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I will come back to you.
Yeah,
now,
please.
I am requesting Shri Ashok Patnaik ji, who is General Manager with Indian Bank, and he also holding a big qualifications. Beside that, he joined the bank of Allahabad Bank in 1992. He worked as a General Manager in various states like Dehradun, Kanpur, and Bombay. Now he's in Bombay, and I think he's a General Manager here. So, sir, you can give your thoughts, viewpoints, sir. Mr. Patnaik, sir.
Good evening.
Hi, sir.
Yes. Thank you, Gupta ji. Good evening to everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Welcome, sir.
Hearty welcome to my senior, respected Keshav ji. And,
hello. You are not
friends.
laudable, sir. Hello.
Audible?
Hello.
Yeah, you are audible.
Hello.
Oh, it is louder, sir.
Now audible?
Audible,
yes.
Sir. Audible.
Yes. So here, the subject, today's subject, as you said correctly, the very important subject for entire banking industry, for entire economy of our country, challenges for public sector undertaking banks post COVID-19. So here I would like to start.
Not laudable, sir. Just you say. देखिए अब नितिन का.
Hello.
Hello.
अब आवाज आ रही है?
Patnaik sir, your voice is not coming, sir. Then, hello.
Audible now?
Audible now, sir. Yeah.
Yes. So let me start. I would like to brief a few things about the COVID-19. So this COVID-19 impact is huge for our economy, for entire business sector, all the industry throughout the country. So many senior economists, they have said that India should prepare for a 2 to 4% lower growth rate than estimate or even negative. So such type of impact is going to have in our economy. So as a banker, as a lender, as a public sector bank employee, we have lot of responsibility to respond to the call. So now time has come, since already 50 days time period is already over, and we are at this stage in the lockdown. So now we need to give due importance and attention towards revival of our economy, as well as to continue the fight against coronavirus. That is one area. Here,
Right, sir.
the major focus area for lender or banker to how to give the start the economy post pandemic. So here,
Yes, sir.
what I suggest, we need to make a thorough assessment of impact and all the potential impact on the economy on various sectors, and we need to evaluate and we need to measure the losses and the development of plan to support the revival process. That is one area. Then other area, building trust and bringing together all these stakeholders. That is the area where we need to work together, means bringing trust and bringing all stakeholder, manpower, MSME sector, corporate, financial institution like public sector banks, then NBFC and private investors. So this is a time where we have to think how to bring them together so that they can work for revival of this process, revival of our economy. That is one area. Then other area is banks and financial institutions have announced various contingent products and initiatives for customers in the wake of outbreak of coronavirus as pandemics and consequent to announcement of lockdown by government. So here, one area I must say, this this is a time we need to support this credit flow to all the sectors, not only for NBFC or microfinance or for MSME. We need to support all the sector of businesses. Either we are talking about MSME, or we are talking about retail, or we are talking about aggregate sector, or we are talking about corporate. So this is a very right time for all the lenders, public sector, private sector, NBFC, all have to work together along with in coordination with the regulator and government to provide easy, adequate credit facility to all the sector. No doubt, all the public sector banks and other banks, they have launched so many emergency COVID credit line of credit. But still, as of now, what we observe, since lockdown is going on, and we are no doubt traditionally we are depending on our customers, their request, their requirement, their demand. Today, due to lockdown, due to slowdown in the process, what we observe, demand for the credit is not picking up. So once demand for the credit is not picking up, means for a lender it is very difficult to push the credit. So why nearly 80% business have witnessed decline in cash flow, no doubt causing severe disruption on demand. And one area that is the major concern, only basic consumption item, essential item is working, all other non-essential items, line of credit, supply are not working. So that is the area of concern. So we hope after this lockdown is over, or once this lockdown is slowed down in phased manner, so definitely demand will pick up, and whatever facility product we have launched till date, so definitely we are going to deliver. So emergency credit line of credit, we have all the products for all the sectors. So there is a huge support system already in place from the bank side for the customer, but it is time for all the MSME, agri sector, or small borrower, or even retail sector to come forward to avail this facility.
Sir, by only submission, I think you are rightly touched regarding the bank credit growth is not there. So I've seen the RBI report for the figures of the credit on 24th April 2020, where they say the bank credit growth is 6.74% only, which is the lowest ever. Even it was only touched in 1962 when the growth was 5.38. I think it is the lowest growth ever seen in the banking industry. So, sir, whether you analyze the position, why it is such that this year, so our credit growth has gone up before the 62 even. What are the reasons, sir, for that? Hello, Patnaik Saab, you are
Yes.
getting me? Whether you
So
can tell something?
at present, the appetite for fresh credit is very poor.
Yes, sir.
So
Right.
the appetite for fresh credit very poor, obviously for lockdown and slowdown in the economy due to main reason for due to nationwide lockdown and sales of non-essential goods are non-existent. That is one area, and 80% of our activities are not doing well. Means today, if you see the growth of credit since 1st April or since the lockdown of the last week of March, so sudden slowdown has come in the process. So here, as a banker, no doubt, we have introduced our products, we have placed all the products for all the sector of the business, but banks are unilaterally sanctioning enhancement to their borrowers' credit limits, but even they are lie again. So, because if we talk to a borrower right now, whether a manufacturer or a trader, we observe the manufacturer, they say we are holding a huge amount of stocks and sitting on huge amount of stocks, and currently vendors are not getting fresh orders, no commitment from their buyer. So once
Sir
the
Ashok
lockdown
ji,
over,
Patnaik Saab, sorry, may I disturbing you? Major issue, what I feel is the security angle is not a very important aspect because banker are not taking so much risk at this stage because certain, I feel this statement of the SBI chairman where they are asking for the risk funds and also guarantee from the government. So whether you feel that these are the, you can say, feeling the banker, the risk factor or something?
No, two things here you have to realize. One is that the corporate
Sir.
credit growth has been down since 2008. What has kept
Sir.
the banks going is the retail growth. Post-COVID,
Right,
there
sir.
could be a small decline. It will take some time for it to pick up. In the
Right,
case
sir.
of corporate credit, there's no issue of security. It is basically a cash flow-based response and the risk emerging from that. When these risks were there in 2008, it was banks were blamed for having taken too many risks. And now
Right,
when we
sir.
are trying to mitigate those risks, you said the banks are asking for it. This is not a language that can go on and on. There should be a stop to this because we are looking at the risk involved and lending on that. In respect of the statement of chairman of State Bank of India, all bankers, it's not just, it's a general this thing, that here the bank is stepping in for supporting the economy. So there should be
Sir.
some risk remuneration and it's some support like you have your guarantee schemes, guarantee funds. Today is of utmost importance. Even if you look at
You're right, sir.
post-COVID infrastructure development, today with debt levels coming down, equity formation is very low. So unless we come
Sir.
out where we can create such systems where we can bring in equity, possibly a fund to pump in equity to the MSME sector, these are all thoughts that we need to bring in at this point of time.
Very nice, sir. Very nice, sir. You covered it. Lekin major aspect, sir, in this 27th March circular, they have talked about the only a fund-based limits. They have not touched the non-fund-based limits, LC, bank guarantee or something like that. Whether, sir, State Bank is considering the 10% for that also for a non-fund-based account limit?
See, there are two things like I told you earlier. In case of fund-based, 10% has been given as an emergency COVID
Sir.
plan to at the branch level, irrespective of who the sanction authority, the total limit is. In case of non-fund-based, the main threat is of either invocation of a devolvement. So this is where the
Right.
forward-looking cash budget statement given by the customer would enable the bank to reassess the limit and permit interchangeability or increase in holding periods, which will reduce the impact of these things. So borrower has to have a clear view on what's expected, an expected view based on the the bank is taking up a reassessment of the limits and looking at that. And going forward also, we will continue to do this exercise on a customer-to-customer basis.
Very nice, sir. Very nice, sir. Sir, another aspect what we are also rightly told, MSME, SME sector, because they are playing a very important role under GDP and also providing employment. So for that sector, whether the Reserve Bank or the banking sector should not think over it, how they can be survived. Because sir, you know the all the fixed expenses are going on. They will have to pay the salary to the laborer, even for the interest it is continuing. And other thing is that other fixed expenses they will have to incur. This 10% I feel because so many questions are there, the SME sector are facing major brunt. For that, how, sir, you feel that how they can be helpful so that SME sector can survive, sir, for that.
See, the government always positive towards an RBI also when last year the government of SME,
Sir.
even differentiated treatment in IBC. The government and the banks are concerned about that. Like I
Right,
said,
sir.
this 10% was only at that point of time. We do not know the impact, how far it is going to continue, where is it going to end. Even today, we do
Right,
not
sir.
know that.
Right.
It was
Right,
an
sir. Right.
immediate response to a problem that faced us. Going forward,
Right,
I'm
sir.
sure a more calibrated approach will happen. Government and RBI, the banking sector, will be sitting together, and the intention of all the stakeholders is only one: to keep the value in the GDP going. And I think as long as the purpose is clear, there is no solution that cannot be found.
Sir, another issue is I think State Bank is the first bank who has seen their employees helpful. Once I seen one report where you have decreased the rate of interest 1% to a staff and also giving some compensation for that. I think it is a very rightly step State Bank is taking for that. Again, my sir submission is with the repo, which is lying with the bank, about they are again investing with the bank, with the RBI. Liquidity are there. Whether this liquidity should not go to the SME sector or should not go to the NBFC, because NBFCs are also playing very important role. And now NBFC is feeling a want. I think the State Bank, what you rightly told, you have allowed, like other banks are hesitant to allow even a 3 months moratorium period.
No, I
Further
have not,
giving the
I have not said other banks are reluctant. I only said that State Bank of India has permitted.
I am telling, sir. I am telling. I am telling you with the reluctant because we are in this field also, sir. So daily we are seeing that. But once you are taking a step, my only submission to it is liquidity with the bankers is there. Instead of putting into the Reserve Bank of India, what do you feel that they should not go ahead with the help the people and by investing in SME sector, even for what I told you, sir, hospitality, hotel, because they are tourism, and these are the sector which they have affected, sir, very well. So how the banker can
So
be
there's,
helpful to them, sir?
so this is a question of demand and not a demand, it's a question of supply. And there's always a risk-related return. So definitely where viable
Right, sir.
projects are there and required risks are there, the banks have been taking this and will continue to take the risk. So I think this is more a question of demand today than supply. Going forward, as the demand increases, you will find that the amount that it's not that we are doing it of pleasure. You get lower returns when you place with RBI. You would definitely like to lend, but where is this demand coming in? And so for creating the
Sir, your
demand,
thoughts
what
are
we
very
need
clear.
to see is that the economy picks up and the whole value in the chain goes up. Yes, we play a very important role to see that we contribute to it and we continue, and we've been doing it for the last 200 years.
Sir, rating agencies are telling the stress assets NPA level will increase. They are talking about the 2%, they are estimating that NPA levels. Sir, how you can arrest the NPAs and how you suggest that RBI or a government should come out some scheme so that the stress assets or NPA level should not go up, because this is a, sir, not any intention of the party. It is a natural, because all people are locked down is there, sir. No production is there, no moment is there. All fixed expenses they are paying it. Ultimately, sir, how they will service the interest, other things in 1st June, sir. 1st June, 3 months period. How they will going to service the interest or the installment, sir? So, what is your suggestion for that, sir?
See, I think let us understand that this is a first response, that it will be a calibrated approach from Reserve Bank of India and Government of India. They moved in fast with the moratorium when they saw the problem. But since the end is not known, we can see more and more. I is expect to see more and more calibrated interventions by RBI and the government in this regard. The main issue here is not increase of NPAs. It's an increase in NPAs on account of what's happening in the system. Main idea would be to get the economy started. And there is a specific problem that we face on account of some virus which is change the way of life. So the challenges are many, and these are challenges which are being met and discussed on a day-to-day basis. And I'm sure that with the sort of intelligentsia we have in this country, we'll come out with solutions, and we will come out successfully out of this problem. And the banking sector will definitely respond positively to the needs of the nation.
State Bank being a big brother, sir, they are coming out very clearly, because I feel that your MCLR, you have reduced from 10th. Tomorrow, I think your MCLR will be going to reduce by 0.15%. So you are going, this benefit, I think, will going to all the entrepreneurs for that. Sir, your repo rate, say you cannot link your this instead of MCLR. I think they have no relevance now. If repo, you cannot link your rate of interest with repo.
So we go with the regulatory approach. Regulatory approach on MCLR is very much clearly there, and EBLR is also there. But going forward, so this is a question when the interest rates go up, we have a different view. When the interest rates come down, we have a different view. So there's no clear and hard fast answer to this. The only fact is that we respond to the circumstance, and I don't think the interest rate play as much a role in turning around the economy as creating demand and supply.
There's some people are asking
too much on a 0.25% interest, but I'm not too certain how much a 0.25% interest reduction can start an economy.
Right, sir. So now I'm coming to Ashok Patnaik ji. Patnaik sir, what do you feel that interest rate, what we are asking respected Apna Kumar Sahab, so what do you feel, what is your reaction on the interest rate? It should be, I think some banks for a small borrower, I think it is linked with the repo. So what do you feel that it can be linked with the repo for a small borrower, for SME sector?
Yes, today all public sector banks offering repo-linked lending rate to MSME and retail clients. So very that facility is already in place. So repo basic purpose of linking repo to lending rate to reduce the rate of interest and to transmit all the benefits of repo rate. So that is already there. So here question is that since our system in public sector banks, we are connecting only MSME and retail sector. Subsequently, obviously, we are going to connect all the corporate sector, all other sector also. So here there is no issue. We are also working with EBLR.
Patnaik Sahab, one question is there, somebody asking, if the LC devolvement is there, now he cannot pay the LC amount. So point is, you are debiting their account, then operation will be a problem, because there will be no drawing power and limit is exhausted, and whether you will not also open the LC or something. Some banks are doing like that. So in that case, what is solutions are for that? In case of a devolvement of the LC during May, in May today, some devolvement is there. So how you do it, sir? How you help the entrepreneurs, sir?
Today in COVID scenario, as a responsible banker, we have a lot of cushion for all the borrowers. In case genuine issues are there, so obviously we have to address and we have to take care of such type of things. Once genuine development is there, so many things are happening because of lockdown, because of slowdown, because of restriction in movement. So payments are not coming and goods are not coming, and LC payments are getting due. So here in this case, as a genuine case, we always try to accommodate and provide support to the borrower. There is no issue at all. And at present, we are having lot of emergency facility line of credit to customers, whether MSME or corporate or retail.
So stock statements are what we are.
The main issue you're talking here about is regarding a reassessment of the working capital cycle. RBI permits a reassessment of 31st May, and so in such cases, this working capital cycle and the margins and the holding levels are reassessed and corrective action can be taken immediately and are being taken across the board.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for that.
Just I would like to
Sir.
add, so
Sir.
through reassessment of working capital fund, so today we are assessing and providing additional working capital to all the working capital borrowers. So, and margin also, as per the stipulation, we have reduced on the stocks and receivable. So in that case also quite feasible for banker to provide additional working capital facility to all the borrower, those who are willing under
Sir.
MSME or direct working capital.
Sir, main problem is CMA data and assessment on the basis of a turnover method. This is the main problem, sir, banker, our entrepreneur, because they are raising the question, because they are facing the problem. Banks is asking for CMA data projections, how they can give a projected sale figure or something like that, because they are not knowing at all. And similarly, if you are saying under a NIC committee, 20% of that or 25% you increase it, some bank gone up to 30% also, because I'm talking to the PNB MD also sometime. So you are taking the, we increase it 25% of the turnover. They are going to 35% also. Sir, now is this stage, whether the turnover method or assessment under Tandon and Chore committees, uh, method 1 and 2, whether it's feasible, sir, at this stage, when the party are also not knowing anything.
Is a point that you're
Hello,
talking.
sir. Hello, sir.
In whatever method you're talking about, the party should have a fair idea of what is project turnover is there. Whether it's done a project turnover method or Chanton or Core method or even a cash flow method. I think
Sir.
it's not the methodology that is more important, it's the ability to forecast, and you may fall short. Not that you have been always online on the forecasting method, but I think that is
Right.
not as much an issue as you're making it out to be. The banks are
Right.
moving on cash budget methods at this point of time, and going forward, assessment systems may change. We moved over all along the line. But more importantly, we'll have more digital reliance on digital tools for stock statements and other what you call your assessment purposes. So I think going forward, things have to be better.
Right, sir. Sir, Patnaik sir, have you any view for that? Patnaik sir, have you any view? Saab ne, I think he explained very well. And what is your views for that?
Correct, sir. Whatever sir said, to agree. So
Yes, sir.
at least whatever reassessment lenders are assessing to increase their working capital. So customer,
Yes, sir.
borrower, they must know these things. Otherwise, whether we are doing cash budget or we are asking for these projections, whatever requirement for this reassessment of working capital, unless until that entrepreneur know the things, so very difficult to convey the enhancement, reassessment process. So that is the concern area for lender also.
Sir, for just like State Bank is doing for cash busting system, lekin our PSU banks are reluctant. They are only going for the CMA data. Give me the projection. What your profitability will be there, and what will be your turnover. He don't know anything. What he will turnover, when the lockout will go, when the production will started, when the labor will come. He don't know anything. So the point is, at this stage, how he can give you any projection for that, and how can he anticipate anything? Only he can give you cash busting, where the cash you can say minus will be there, and up to that extent he want assistance from the bank, and the basis of the cash busting system, let you should provide them finance. So instead of that, I think PSU bank, not I'm talking about State Bank, I'm talking about the other PSU banks, because I talked to so many zonal manager also and the branch manager also. So they are asking, no, it is our, there are no instruction from the head office that you should dispense with the that CMA data, or you must take it and you go for the turnover method, and there no point for cash busting system. That my issue, sir. This is the main issue I am telling you for assessment of the working capital limits. This is a major issue, sir. Chaliye, sir, next point what I am telling you, sir, resolution under IBC, slow and forcing the government to pump a capital in the public sectors. What amendment do you feel in IBC, sir? Because now IBC, they have extended the period for that. What do you feel that? Because in the IBC set, whether you require some amendment at this stage also, because there's no relevance now at this stage for IBC Act or something like that.
the government intends to suspend IDC for 6 months given the exemplary
Yes, sir.
circumstances
Yes,
that
sir.
emerged.
Yes,
But
sir. Yes, sir.
this is a new law which has gone through various amendments and responded to situations as and when they arose. So
Sir.
we are doing fairly well on that. But possibly going forward, this would be the right time for the NCLTs to clear up the whole backlog, because there will not be any new additions, so the clogging system can happen. Clogging system can happen. Secondly, sir, I think going forward also we may come into certain new measures like pre-match being done. We'll have to come with a focus thing that's available in the British IBC. So pre-packs being introduced. So these are things that will evolve over a period of time. We have to understand that this is a new law and has been tested for 2 years. It has come a long way. And going forward, yes, this will play a very important factor in the financial sector. It will mean more owners being more responsible and lenders also seeing to that economic value in the system is not eroded.
Very nice, very nice. Sir, regarding infrastructure, we have one webinar where some infrastructure parties was with us. So now they are asking the NHI or something to extend the period. What they are telling, the banker are shy to give the infrastructure, especially power sector. Bank is not lending the money to a power sector. And even a road project also, I think only public sector banks and State Bank of India are lending, no other lender is coming. Sir, what do you feel that the government should take some step to constitute or to establish another company who is specialized for financing under this infrastructure sector, just like a power sector? Power sector, I feel it is a bit problem. Just like Power Finance Corporation or this REC or ADA, they are also financing to power sectors. So certain other agency exclusively they should do for a power sector or infrastructure. What is your opinion, sir, for that? Because the NPA level, I think, has gone up. Power sector NPA level is maximum, sir. So what do you suggest, sir?
I think we have gone through this. We have come from a financial institution, bank to banking and bank. This is just a thing that we're moving on. More important would be to affect, because lender is not sector agnostic. He is risk agnostic. He will look at risks and based on the risks in sector lend. If power sector lending has come down, it's because the risks that have gone up in sector, not because they don't like the power sector. Lending and the money is based on the risk emerging and the return that comes through. So I'm not too certain unless that setting up under institution may solve a problem. It may ease a problem, it may not ease a problem, but I think we have to, within the system that we have, the banks have been doing a great job today. Infrastructure that is built across the country would not have been there had the public sector banks not put their hands up to bring in this new airport that you walk into, the roads, the clean roads that you drive on. I think each of you should thank the public sector banks for that.
Sir, दूसरा another point which is coming to our mind, that fiscal deficit. Fiscal deficit, I think during this year, what the projection is, government had taken a decision to take further borrowing of 4.2 lakh crore. That means total deficit, they are feeling it about 12 lakhs crore rupees fiscal deficit. So what do you feel that? How it will affecting the GDP and how is it affecting the economy of the country? So fiscal deficit is going to 5 years, sir.
I think at this point of time, the ratios are not the prime concern. The prime concern should be to pump in money into the economy, to pump in so that activity comes in. And once activity goes in and the level of economic activity keeps in, the ratios will take care of themselves. I think the priority today is not to look at the numbers, but look at how we can get the country going and how to get the economy activity up and going so the whole economy can revive.
Sir, what you are feeling for the banking, what are the challenges we are facing it? So how you feel the banking sector will be in 2021? 21, what do you feel that? How the public sector banks will look into? Because they are having, I feel that NPA level increase, profit will be decreased, or some problem we envisage as because as per rating agency, other thing, they are telling so many gloomy picture for that. So what is your, sir, thought for that?
I think the gloomy pictures were given way back in 2010-12 also. The banks have come this way and we have really come
I told my opening remarks, they have come out. They have come out. sir,
Yes,
that
I
percent
do.
agree with you.
Yeah, I
Yes,
do agree that
लेकिन
there is a pressure on NPAs that may hit the balance sheets of the bank this year. But I'm confident that the
हाँ जी,
banks will live up as they have done in the past, will come up to the occasion and meet the challenges that are emerging. And we have enough capability and ability, along with the support of the regulator and the government of India, we will ensure that the economy continues to keep going and see that things are normal. So I don't think
sir,
even at NPA levels, I think that at best case of March 2020 detention may not be greater than what happened in 2020, but possibly 2022 would be the year when we can see a greater revival that can happen.
sir, another issue what I feel it is SBI hiked the housing loan about 20 basis point. That I think some risk factor or something like that. Although they have reduced the MCLR, लेकिन for a housing they have increased 20 basis points, sir. So some risk factor is there. What are the logic to increase the 20 basis points, sir, for housing loans?
The same logic that was there to reduce the MCLR, sir.
It gone to the housing loans, sir.
See the point. The
Really?
point is, I think it is not when you're talking about the overall issue. That there are definitely the bank which has gone and come out with these levels. If the thought process going on there, that's definitely a factor that is under consideration. So let us understand that this is a responsible instrument. Public sector banks in the country have been responsible, will continue to be responsible for the decisions they take.
Sir, another point which I have already talked to you. This is main important issue, sir. TLTRO, 1 lakh crore rupees. They have pumped into the system. When we are seeing the figure, about 36 companies has taken the money of 85,000 crore rupees from the banking sector at low rate of interest. So only the big, you can say, player has taken that money. And this NBFC or something big, small NBFC, other things, they have been deprived. So what is your reaction for that thing?
So the young NBFCs that have come to State Bank of India are being considered, they are being assessed because this is not just an investment, it's a credit risk that is there on these companies. So these cash flows are being examined, and wherever required, the bank is looking in terms of seeing what investment support or loan support that the bank can give. We are in the process of going to various committees, so this is a credit risk involved in that. So there's an assessment part of it. The companies also at this lockdown period are unable to generate the numbers as you said. So there has to be an
Sir.
assessment which will be examined. I assume that within the next 10 to 15 days, quite a few of them who have approached State Bank of India will be attended to by the various committees for which we are going for sanctions.
Sir, I understand that the State Bank, even other banks, only considering the NBFC who are existing account with them. Certain banks have not participated even TLTRO. Even they are bank who have not participated in a TLTRO and they are going to other banks. They are telling you are not my customer. You have not taken any loan from me, so I will not give you. What are your feelings, sir, for that?
So
The
TLTRO is also
State Bank is considering, sir, if you are not borrower, sir.
So this is a credit risk that is there. No, when you given if you outside investment issue,
You can see the
it has been
credit
paid
risk
back.
now.
No, it
For
will
some
be seen
new
as
account.
investment risk. It will be seen as investment risk, where if the
Sir,
investment
you
risk,
see,
that's when
my
the
point is,
AAA
sir, you can see the credit risk. I have no problem, sir. You can
we will
assess
look
the
at it.
risk.
We will
So
look
you
at it.
cannot say we a new borrower hai, aap mere paas you are not dealing with our bank, so we will not consider it. I'm not talking about State Bank. I'm just talking about general. What are your feelings, sir, for that?
No, I would not like to comment on other banks. What I can that if prudent investment decisions had to be taken, SBI will take it. And for the existing customers where they require a requirement of assessment is being done and looked into, and they are being attended to on a very expeditious process.
Whether you're considering a new borrower also, State Bank?
Where no request has come so far, but I do because we already most of the borrowers are already with us. So there's the question of any new borrower in SBI.
Some other borrowers are there. They had tipper in it.
See, this I think it would not be right to
No,
generalize.
sorry,
This has
sir.
to be on a
Another by
case-to-case basis. Let us not
I
take
agree.
it too
Sir,
clockwise. It
I'm
has to be
sorry, sir. I
case-to-case.
am agree for that. Sir, another point is just like small NBFC, bank is giving NCD. Sir, whether your thought process is there for SME sector, whether we cannot consider this NCD or something like that, just like
That will be
NBFC
yes,
investment
sir.
grade is there. Hanji?
I know, why can't? We can. It depends on the case to case basis. We can definitely look at it.
You
Nothing
can look
stops
at.
us.
Acha, Ashok ji, one point which I am asking you regarding rate of interest. Because rate of interest, as a hypothetical question, which China has only 4%. They are giving so much other concession to their entrepreneurs. So what is your feeling that our India should not fall in line with the China economy or something like that? Because our economy is flourishing. China, even some industries from China is coming to India, as this is the information available with us. So what do you feel that? So whether we should not do something for the giving a concession to the rate of interest or some other facility so that they can be attracted to India? Ashok ji, you are not getting me, Laks. I can ask Sir Kumar Saab.
See, the point is interest rate alone does not kickstart an economy, point number one.
Sir.
Interest rate is a question of the market that goes in. So I don't think this is a comparable telling that if you bring in down interest rates, money will come and industries goes up. This has to be seen in its totalitarian aspect. I think telling that 0.25% interest rate will kickstart the economy, to what impact does it have on a company's balance sheet? While it's a good indicator, it is not the sole indicator for examining these things.
Right, sir. Hello. Sir, another Prime Minister dream is their 5 trillion economy in 2024. And it is estimated about 235 lakhs crore rupees required to pump in the economy. And GDP average growth should be 7.5%. Then you can achieve the 5 trillion economy. You can achieve it. So under these circumstances, sir, what do you feel that whether this 5 trillion economy dream of our honorable Prime Minister can be achieved in the circumstances, something like that? What we should do to reach a 5 trillion economy?
I think it's not just the Prime Minister's dream, it should be each of our dream to live in a country which has a 5 trillion economy. That is point
right,
number
sir.
one. Point
Right,
number
sir.
two is, yes, the circumstances have come in where possibly a timeline set may not be reached in the timeline set forward, but I think we all work towards that end, and whatever value we can add to the value to the economy, we need to continue to do that.
Okay, sir. Sir, I have taken a sufficient time. Now,
Thank
sir,
you.
last view point is, what is your, sir, last minute advice to our entrepreneur who are looking? I think more than 500 people are seeing you and listening to you and everybody appreciating you. Sir, what do you feel that? What is your last word to our entrepreneurs and how they should come out of the situations? And bankers are also, sir, in your seminar. So many bankers are also there, sir. They are listening to you, sir. What is your advice to the bankers and what is your advice to the industrialist or entrepreneurs, sir? Last few words, sir.
See, at this point of time, as a banker, we need to assess each account, look at the impact that this COVID crisis would have on the impact, and come with positive responses to these issues, which has to be done on account on a case-to-case basis. So this is what at SBI we are attempting to and we are doing. We would require the entrepreneurs also to come forward. I've seen some entrepreneurs who are looking for TLTRO of funds, reduce the cost of funding, which good for the economy, but now the required need is to see that the money goes across the board to the more needy. So let us all work together to see the economy going, and let us all work towards that. We as bankers will be there to help you and support you in this progress.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, Ashokji, I am just coming to you. Ashokji, you are listening to me? Ashokji, Pradhanji. Hello, Patnaik Saab. Patnaik Saab. Patnaik Saab.
Yes.
Hello. Sir,
Yes,
I
please.
want a few words, just like I
Yes.
asked respected Kumar Saab. So you can also give your advice to a learned bankers and the entrepreneurs, sir. What is your advice? Because you are heading a biggest bank of the bank.
So
So what do you give advice, sir? Any
today
advice
at
to the
this juncture,
bankers? Yes, sir.
when lockdown is going on, so my
Sir.
sincere observation is that each one of us, each stakeholder, under the present scenario, each stakeholder, government, RBI, banks, all need to set risks hours, and that they are able to ensure effective and speedy credit flow to all the sector of economy. So that is one area. Other area from borrower's point of view. So all the corporate, all the MSME, all small borrower, retail borrower, they have to cooperate to lender. They have to support to lender to avail all the facility available for them, so that both can be in a better position. Because today the situation when economy is not working, so lockdown is everywhere. Lockdown is there. Cash flow has hampered like anything. So today, borrower, government, regulator, banks, all together, all the stakeholders, they have to work together for mutual benefit. That is the best part. And obviously, now lockdown, we have to wait to lockdown till over. So once lockdown is over, means we hope a lot. Means credit will pick up, borrower will come to the bank, and they will respond to our call. So let us hope for that.
But I sir, I'm thankful to you, sir, for your well thought, sir, and sparing your time with us. So, and given your views also, all the participants appreciated your things also, sir. I'm thankful to you, sir. So, nice, sir, Kumar sir. I am very thankful to you, sir, sparing so much busy schedule, and you have given us time. Uh, uh, so you are given a well thought, sir. All your what you have informed to us, I think we are very, very, sir, thankful to you as a researcher in India, sir. We have no word to express our gratitude to you, sir, for your sparing time to us. So, and given the entrepreneurs very clear views, I think your views are well taken. And regarding stress assets or restructuring or something, so we'll see the dates how we can go ahead with that, how the customer can be benefited, sir. At the
Thank you,
last,
Gupta
I
ji,
am
and thank you, Ashok.
Thank
thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir. And I am thankful to all my participants and all the bankers, brothers, and other peoples who had taken a trouble to come to the seminar, this webinar. And we are really obliged, sir. This is our 43rd webinar during the series. We have done, sir, in a different aspects also, infrastructure and SME sector, even all sector which our entrepreneur desires, sir. So we have done it. For this is a special request from some entrepreneurs that you should bring the State Bank big brother of the banking sector. They should also come and express their views, sir. We are from court of our heart, sir. We are thankful to you, sir, and to all the participants, and Mr. Ashokji and Mr. Kumar Saab. We are really obliged, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you,
Thank you very
thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.